Alright, doing another Throne of Eldraine draft, best of 3 because I got the gems for it, and yeah, so there's pretty much no way we're not taking this. Um, just incredibly powerful. So, you know, this is removal and a decent creature all in one. Murder by itself is playable, is extremely playable in draft. 3 mana destroy target creature, and this is way better than that. This has got to be up there with some of the best rares in this set. So we're probably taking Murderous Strider. We'll take a look at the rest of the pack. Grumgully, I wanted to make a deck around this. This wouldn't be a first pick card, I wouldn't think, but an interesting card. I'd say the second best card in the pack is maybe Frogify, which isn't even that good. Yeah, so really not any competition, but it would be hard to have competition with Murderous Rider. Resolute Rider is very powerful. Shepherd of the Flock is powerful, but I think if we were going to go into black-white, if we were to go into white as a color, Resolute Rider would be better. There's Lock Dragon, but and that's probably, arguably better than even Resolute Rider, but, that's either quadruple red or quadruple blue, because we're almost definitely playing this Murderous Rider. Yeah, I think I'd take Resolute Rider here. See where we go from there. So the best card in the pack is Scorching Dragonfire. Just good removal. But if we wanted to stay in the colors we're currently in, I think Lost Legion would edge out Silver Flame Squire. They're both probably about the same power level, but we're more likely to be in black than white. We don't necessarily have to be in white. We could just be base black, splashing something else. Question is something like Scorching Dragonfire better than Lost Legion to the extent that I would pick it? I don't think so. I'm going to go with Lost Legion. And black is going to be the color we kind of commit to here. So there's two good options here. There's Outmuscle and there's Searing Barrage. Outmuscle I think is the stronger card in general. Just 4 mana and it's usually going to kill something. But I do think Outmuscle gets markedly worse if you're not in a heavy green deck. And if we're looking at the cards we have now, if we wanted to play all of these, we would be in a black, lightly splashing green deck. So I think Outmuscle actually gets worse. It's one of those cards that you actually really want the Adamant on, I think. Or you just want big creatures so the Adamant isn't as necessary. And Searing Barrage I think is generally worse than it, but it's not bad. Just 5 mana, deal 5 damage to something. Even if you don't get the Adamant and ding someone for 3, that's still good. That's still going to kill almost anything in the format, where this maybe won't. The other option is going with Golden Egg, which is, you're just going to be able to run this no matter which way we go. We can run this, give us some color fixing. But I think I'm going to go with Searing Barrage. So, Covetous Urge. I wonder if we could just go straight up mono black. Play our Resolute Rider, play our Murderous Rider, play Lost Legion, and even play Covetous Urge. And because Covetous Urge, I believe, is the best card in this pack. It's, we're putting ourselves in a pretty sticky situation by going mono black. If we, any other powerful rare we open is going to be, unless it's specifically in black, is going to be off limits to us now. But what else are we taking if we don't take that? Maybe like Golden Egg. I think this is powerful enough. Let's see if we can make mono black work. And if we can't, we might end up cutting some of this, which will be kind of painful not to have that Golden Egg. But okay, Reaper of Night's good. So I think we just take that. Best card in the pack is probably Didn't Say Please or Thunderous Snapper. Didn't Say Please is just better than it looks. Usually 3 mana counters are kind of difficult even in draft. Not terrible, but not great. But the mill here is actually important. This format just has games that go on for so long that it's, getting decked even when you're not against a mill deck can happen, not irregularly. So it's a real upside to have that mill 3. So Tiny is also good, but I think we just go with Reaper, stick with our mono black plan. So I don't think we take Cauldron's Gift. It's just not going to do a lot. There's not really any sort of reanimator strategies in this format that I'm aware of. I mean, You could take some of the draw and discard effects like the Haggler and maybe put something in the graveyard and get it back, but I just don't know what I would get. That would be worth that. I guess we just take the highest upside card here, which would probably be Witching Well. Maybe if we're going towards mono black though, we just gotta take what we can take. Maybe Eye Collector. It's really not good, but it is a flyer. It does get in for damage. You know, it does sort of demand an answer eventually if we can gum up the board enough. There's also Locked Queen Gargoyle. I'm gonna go with a kind of a weird pick. I'm gonna take the Gargoyle just because this deck feels like we're kind of looking like a grindy deck, like we're trying to just stay alive, and maybe having something that can come down early and eventually become a clock in the air to finish out the game is actually better in our deck than it would normally be. So I'll take that. Okay, we're gonna take Tempting Witch. It'll be good if we can get some food. Again, we're looking for ways to kind of finish off the game. We have a lot of ways to sort of gum up the board and keep ourselves alive and, you know, kind of interact with our opponent, but we're going to be looking for ways to actually finish things here. None of these are good. I'll just take the Overwhelmed Apprentice. I'll grab the Jousting Dummy. Grab Ogre Errant. So here's the moment of truth. Wicked Wolf is a great rare, especially if we do go towards more food stuff. But if we're not going to take that, Epic Downfall is a supremely playable removal spell. Like, this is not, we're not going down massively from here to here. Wicked Wolf is definitely better, but this lets us stick with our mono black plan if we do want to stick with that. This definitely takes us off of that, right? If we're going to go here into green black, we're not going to be able to splash this as a double green spell. So we're going to have to get rid of Resolute Rider, get rid of Covetous Urge, and probably get rid of Searing Barrage unless we pick up something. Whereas this lets us continue with what we're doing and is also a pretty good removal spell. I'm going to take Epic Downfall. It's good enough that I'm okay with this. Well, well, if we're going to continue with our mono black plan, here's another card we can play in mono black, Elite Headhunter. So a 4-mana 2/3 with Menace. We can sacrifice another creature or an artifact for 3 mana to deal 2 damage. That honestly is just bad. That's not worth, even in our deck where it's going to be always 4 mana, always castable. It's just not worth running. That's just not a good card, I think. Unless you have a lot of ways to make that ability have a payoff. So I think we're going to take Foreboding Fruit. Wishclaw Talisman is our rare, which, you know, it's a black rare. You think we would take it, but it's just not good unless we have some incredible bomb we could pull out. You know, if we had Garrick or some sort of something where we're certain that we're always going to be tutoring for something more powerful than our opponent, then maybe. But I'm not going to just. I think just in a vacuum it's bad. I mean, there's just nothing I can really. I wonder if there's actually some argument because of Murderous Rider. If I go and get Murderous Rider, then no matter what they get, there's almost nothing in the format they're going to be able to grab, which is going to not be answered by Murderous Rider. So I wonder if this is actually worth it, because this will basically be, we go grab Murderous Rider, kill whatever they get, and then we get a third. So the way it works is we tutor, we give it to our opponent, they tutor, they give it back to us, and then we tutor. So we're going to be able to tutor twice while our opponent only tutors once, and we're going to be able to always answer that with Murderous Rider. I think I am going to take it. I'm just going to have some fun here. I think really this card actually isn't good, but because there's a sort of playable line with it in our deck, it'll be fun to experiment with it a bit. Okay, Order of Midnight's very good. Just get back a creature, have a flyer in the air. We would have liked to pick up this Lost Legion. Let's see if we get lucky and it wheels. It shouldn't, but we could get lucky. I think we take Witch's Cottage here. We're going to be in mono black, so hopefully this doesn't trip us up too much, and it's got some value to it, especially against the mill deck. Yeah. So let's see. If we were to take this Wicked Guardian, most of our creatures would live. Is that better than taking the Malevolent Noble? I guess there is a sort of combo with Malevolent Noble and Wishclaw Talisman. If we activate Wishclaw Talisman and then sacrifice it in response, then our opponent doesn't get the tutor. That's actually pretty funny. So I think I'm going to do that. Okay. Another Reaper of Night is pretty good. Yeah, we're just going to be a sort of grindy, sell out the game, finish the game with Reaper of Nights kind of deck. Okay, so do we want to take Smitten Sword Master, or do we want to take Scalding Cauldron? We do have a number of Knights, so it's not terrible. It can be a way to close out the game. Actually, most of our creatures are Knights. And as far as removal, we've got Epic Downfall, we've got Murderous Rider. We've got this Searing Barrage if we do end up running it. I think we take Swordmaster. Just we need ways to push the game forward here, and I'm not. Scalding Cauldron is a pretty mediocre removal spell. Okay, Tempting Witch is good. I actually hope we do get this Giant Skewer, you know, in some pack. I feel like having a couple Tempting Witches and a Giant Skewer that we can slap on our creatures to kind of close out the game will be good. Sorcerer's Broom might be interesting. Also, we do have this Malevolent Noble to sacrifice permanents, which would trigger the Sorcerer's Broom. Although that's 5 mana, that's a lot. Besides that, we don't have anything that really sacrifices itself, I don't think. So it's just not good enough in our deck. But I mean, we have foods, I guess, and the Tempting Witches sacrifice foods, but that's a lot of mana to expect. Okay, we got Lost Legion back. I think that's better than another Malevolent Noble. Hey, and we got Foreboding Fruit back. We'll definitely run this. And we got the other Lost Legion back, so our mono black deck is actually looking pretty good here. Put these in the sideboard. This will be good. If we go up against a deck with a lot of adventures, this will actually be good in our sideboard because this is best of 3. I don't think I want to main deck it, though. Hey, Bake into a Pie. This is absolutely going to be our pick in this pack. Just a great card. A wonderful removal spell, and it even has food to fuel our Tempting Witches, or just to gain us some life is always good. Second choice would be Enchanted Carriage. Very good card. And Hushbringers are rare in the pack. I don't think this is runnable. I guess just a 1/2 for 2 flying lifelink maybe is a good enough body that you run this main deck and draft, and then just try not to pick Enter the Battlefield abilities, because there's a lot of Enter the Battlefield abilities in this set. I've noticed that bounce spells feel a lot worse in this set just because so many creatures in this set have Enter the Battlefield abilities. So maybe this is enough of a coincidental upside that it's pretty good. We're not going to run it, of course, but I think that would actually probably be main deckable in this format. I would try it at least, but we're going to grab Bake into a Pie. Okay. Our mono black plan is paying off here. So we're going to be able to pick up this Deathless Knight. Yeah, there's nothing else in the pack we would really want to grab above it. So again, this is going to just be completely easily castable in our deck. We're going to have these 3 kind of this blue-black, blue-white, or blue-black, black-white, and black-green cards that are just going to be straight up mono black in our deck. So the other rare is Stormfist Crusader. Not a fan of that card, really. So let's go with Deathless Knight. Okay, so our choices here is either Golden Egg, Prophet of the Peak, or another Smitten Sword Master. The best card in the pack is probably this Oakham Adversary. It's just a very good card in general, but in the matchups where you go up against a green deck, it's just bonkers. But definitely main deckable, even if you're paying 4 mana for it. This is a fine card. So the question, we're not going to be playing that, though. The question is Golden Egg, Prophet of the Peak, or Swordmaster. So how many knights do we have exactly? We have 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, we do have a pretty good number of knights here. I think this... I'm going to take this Smitten Swordmaster. Oh, and another bacon to a pie. Yeah, that's good. That's good. So this deck is turning out pretty great. I don't think we need the Searing Barrage anymore. We've got enough good removal. Okay, so Barrow Witches is actually pretty decent in our deck. We've just got so many knights, it's ridiculous. It's almost always going to have something to get back. Festive Funeral, we just don't need it. We just have better removal. This is just a not great removal spell. Drown in the Loch and Savion are both great cards, but not for us. And Cauldron Familiar, I think this card's pretty bad unless you get the Witch's Oven. If I had a Witch's Oven, I would actually take this. Because our deck is grindy enough, and we have enough scry and other ways to kind of stall out the game, I think we could put together the combo of this with Witch's Oven pretty consistently and use that to finish out games. But we're not going to be able to do that. So the question is, Barrow Witches or do I take Giant Skewer? Giant Skewer is actually pretty... I mean, if we slap this on a Lost Legion and make this a 4/4, that's going to give us tons of food for our Tempting Witches, tons of food to keep getting back our Deathless Knights, tons of food to sacrifice to our Malevolent Noble, even. But is that better than just a Barrow Witches that comes in and brings a creature back and provides a big 3/4 body? I think not, and I think maybe there's a chance we can actually wheel this. Just because, in general, it's not a great card. Nothing great here. We'll take Lash of Thorns, but nothing great. Okay, Lochlane Paladin's very good in our deck. Going to be a 4/3 every time. So yeah, we'll snatch this up. There's nothing great in this pack for us, but I wonder if Shambling Suit, with all the food we're going to have, I wonder if this actually gets pretty good. I don't think so. But let's just, I'll put it in the sideboard, but I don't expect to run that. So Hingewalker will just be a 3/3 for 3 in our deck, which is not bad. I mean, that's good stats. I think we take it. We're not really taking anything else from this pack. We'll grab the Prophet of the Peak. Probably not going to run it. Nothing here for us. We'll take another Witch's Cottage. We'll run 2 of those. Nothing here for us. Alright, so this is our deck. I think I'm just going to go ahead and cut the Gargoyle. We have enough early turn plays here that we really don't need it. And we just immediately have our deck here. So this is just a... I've never done just a straight up mono black in this format, so this will be really interesting to see how this works out. We've got a couple of really great removal spells, and we have ways to finish out the game in the form of Tempting Witch. So this looks like a pretty sweet and grindy deck. It'll be interesting to see if we have... the one thing I kind of worry about is if we have quite enough to finish out the games. We have a lot of ways to give some inevitability in the form of like Resolute Rider, but I kind of worry that if we get clogged up on a board, we don't really have flyers outside of Reaper of Night, which is a flyer when it attacks towards the end of the game. But I kind of worry we kind of can get clogged up and kind of die to either flyers or to mill or stuff like that. Maybe just have too hard of a time finishing off the game, but we'll see. We'll see. I do like that we have 2 Tempting Witches and a good number of ways to make food, so maybe that'll be enough just to kill our opponent here. So this is a really interesting deck. I'm going to be excited to see how it turns out. So let's head into game 1 here. All right, game 1 against Smart Guy. A 5-land hand is pretty bad, but we're going to keep it just based on the power of these 2 cards. We'll see if we end up regretting it. Okay, Foreboding Fruit's good. Alright, looking like black-white knights probably. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is just Murderous Rider this Worthy Knight immediately, so that he can't untap and start making 1/1s. We would like to put something on board so we're not just continually getting beaten down by this Jousting Dummy. We're already at 14. Depending on what they do here, we might just play Murderous Rider. Unless they play some big threat we need to bake into a pie. Okay, that's not too bad. I think we'll just play the Murderous Rider here. try to get it to trade with this Jousting Dummy and gain some life back. So, wonder if there's some argument to playing the Deathless Knight, trading there. I think I will. I think I'm going to do it this way. We'll see how this works out. We're just going to play this as a blocker, which is not how you usually play Deathless Knight. But that way we can play Murderous Rider, and the lifelink on Murderous Rider will allow us to get this back from our graveyard. Yeah, Bell the Ball. That's something we're probably going to want to kill. Yeah, well, I think we'll kill the Jousting Dummy. Just because that actually can trade with our Murderous Rider, well this won't. Okay, that was a good draw, Epic Downfall, so we're going to play Murderous Rider as a blocker. And we're going to get rid of this Bell the Brawl. And suddenly, just like that, we're stabilized. So they really can't attack here unless they've got some pump spell or something. We're still going to trade even if they do, yeah. So they undoubtedly have a pump spell here. Yeah, but we're okay with them killing the Murderous Rider because that's going to get us back our Deathless Knight. Yeah, sure. So we gain 2 life here. Get Deathless Knight back to our hand. I think we're going to actually just pass and bake into a pie this Unicorn and then gain some life back. And then next turn we can do 2 things. Oh yeah. So that ended up being definitely the correct play. Sure. I'm going to gain the life back. There's some argument to holding on to it so we can get the Deathless Knight back another time, but to be honest, I don't really care about that. So we're going to play this, and we're actually not going to play the Forbidding Fruit. We're just going to make this indestructible if he attacks. And we're going to try to leave up this 3 mana for the rest of the game, essentially. Just so we can make him indestructible at a moment's notice. Sure, that's actually a really good draw for him. Let's see what he does. I'm going to block like this, take 8. Make him indestructible. I'm actually not going to leave up the indestructible. I'm going to take this time to play out these, gain some life back, and I'm going to leave both back just because I don't want to be blown out by some incredible top deck from our opponent here. We're at a low enough life total that I don't feel comfortable just swinging in with Resolute Rider, even though I don't want to block Resolute Rider this turn. So what's the worst thing they could have? Something that gives us, you know, some big pump spell would be pretty bad. The question is, do we play to not die to a pump spell? I think we do. We just have such a commanding position at this point. Okay, our opponent scoops it up as soon as we block there. So I think they did have a pump spell, and they were hoping we wouldn't double block so they would be able to kill us with it. So let's see. Is there anything we want to bring in against this deck? They do have a good number of adventures, so Memory Theft is probably worth it. Not really a lot of stuff with big toughness, so I'm not going to worry about Lash of Thorns. Anything else? Jousting Dummy might be worth it to bring in as another 2-drop. I think I am. I'm going to bring in Jousting Dummy and go down a Reaper of Night. Maybe go down both the Reaper of Nights. We just don't want to be... So go down both the Reaper of Nights. We just don't want to be dirtling around making our opponent discard while they're smashing face with their aggro deck. So looks, yeah, we're going to keep this hand. Oof, we're really hoping to draw a land here. We don't want to run out this Order of Midnight just as a 2/2 that can't block. Oof. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're going to just pass. We really, really, really need to draw a land here, or we're in trouble. We were on the draw, so I don't think it was wrong to keep this. But we're going to be severely punished, it looks like. Ugh. Yeah, I mean, what can you do? We'll probably discard the Tempting Witch here. I mean, what can you really say? We had what is it, 4 draws at this point to draw a land, and we haven't. So I think that's just bad luck. I don't think it was wrong to keep this hand. I think statistically yeah, okay. We're already dead here, though. I don't think there's even if we do eventually draw a land here, it's gonna be too late, I think. Oof. Yeah. Okay, we're done. Alright, so that was our deck not really cooperating. I think we were right to bring in the 2-drop like we did, because you can see how aggressive that deck was, and it almost makes me wonder if I should bring in more. Alright, we're just going to go back how we had it. Let's see if our deck cooperates a little better this game. Alright, another 5-land hand. We're going to keep this one. We're on the play, which will help. Hopefully won't get run over quite as bad. We'll see if our opponent misses the turn 2 Resolute Knight, or whatever that knight's called that makes 1/1s. I think they've had it both the other games. Alright, so they're not going to have it here. Sure. Alright, we'll play Tempting Witch. Blocks the Swordmaster pretty handily. Yep. We're okay if they want to use a pump spell here. We don't mind that at all. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're fine with that. We're gonna play Lost Legion. I really don't want to play this Resolute Rider until we can hold up Indestructible. Yeah, we're gonna take that Murderous Rider for sure. We're just looking to make all the trades we can here. I think the longer the game goes, the better off we'll be. Oh, okay. Alright. Take that trade, definitely. Okay, there's Worthy Knight. We're going to immediately kill that. Do not want that to get out of control again. Like Witch's Cottage, I think we are going to get back the... I think I'm going to actually get back the Lost Legion here instead of the Tempting Witch. I'm not too worried about eventually killing them. I guess, you know what? We can get back both. I forgot. So, there we go. We just get both of them back. We got action for days here. There's Gingerbread. Do they have the All That Glitters? That would be a problem. Okay. Looks like maybe not yet. Okay, so we've got 5 mana here. I think we're going to play the Murderous Rider as a blocker. Yeah, we're just going to play our 2 adventure spells here. Start doing some damage to our opponent. I think we take it, unfortunately. It's a big chunk of damage to take, but... Okay, we're pretty happy with drawing that. I think we just play at our 2 return cards here. I think we'll keep Covetous Urge and put the Witch on the bottom. This down. Get in with our Flyer, because they can't block anyway. Now we've gummed up the board a bit. The scariest thing that could happen is him drawing All That Glitters and putting it on Gingerbread, because that's going to present a very fast clock. Okay, so I think we're going to play Covetous Urge here. See what he's got in his hand. Oh my gosh, okay. Well, I wanted to take the knight out of his graveyard, but we cannot let him keep this. That would have been extremely bad. That was us dead there. So we're going to get in with the Order of Midnight. I'm going to plan on cracking and eating some of this food. Still hoping to dodge the all that glitters, that would still be really bad for us. Sure. Okay, double block. Eat some food, go back up to 9. And now we're going to start running out this Resolute Rider. And this should hopefully take the game away. We can give it lifelink and indestructibility, swing in for 4 every turn. So that should be good. Yep, and our opponent decides they can't beat it. We just had a lot of life gain there, and against an aggressive deck like that, I think they were right. I don't think there's anything that they could really do at that point. So there's game 1. Went well. Had some stumbling in the second game of the match there, but all in all pretty good. So let's head into game 2.
Okay, game 2 against Higuma Otoshi. Play first. Yeah, we're gonna mulligan this. Even this being a 6-lane hand's a little tempting because of Lost Legion. We can hopefully scry some lands out of the way, but yeah. Just if we drew like even one more land there, we're probably just dead. So let's say hello back and pass the turn. Okay, I think we are just going to go ahead and run out the Smitten Swordmaster. So we got a pretty decent couple of plays here. Swordmaster into Lost Legion. We can even keep up this Witch's Cottage if they want to kill one of our guys. Yeah, so we're going to definitely scry this to the bottom, scry this to the top. So we're looking pretty good here. If they play something we need to kill, we can answer it with Bacon to a Pie. Otherwise, we can just slam our Resolute Rider and go to town. Sure, we don't mind that at all. Because now we got a much bigger problem for them than that 2-3. So if they don't have removal this turn, we can start leaving up the indestructibility of Resolute Rider, which will be pretty hard for them to deal with. We'll see. Sure. Okay. We'll swing in with Resolute Rider. Okay. We're gonna Witch's Cottage back our Lost Legion and leave up our Bacon to a Pie and the indestructibility for Resolute Rider. We're gonna wait until we have something to do with this Wishclaw Talisman before we just play it out. Okay, sure. So either they're using 2 removal spells here, or no, I think maybe they just didn't understand how this interaction. So Scorching Dragonfire, if it would kill the creature, it exiles it, but it wouldn't have killed my Resolute Rider because it's indestructible. So I think he just probably didn't quite understand how that interaction works. In retrospect, I probably should have played the Witchclaw Talisman. I could have left up the indestructibility anyway. I wanted to leave up the Bacon to a Pie too. I guess we'll attack with the Resolute Rider. Yeah, we're going to give it lifelink just because we don't want to play this Witchclaw Talisman right now. We're just going to leave up the indestructibility of this Resolute Rider, and this is just like, it's just such a hard card to answer. And it's something you can't really ignore because of the lifelink. Sure. Alright. Land is good, so we can start doing stuff besides just holding up a Resolute Rider here. Actually, I'm not going to activate the lifelink, so this way I can play the Lost Legion and leave up the indestructibility. I think just getting more bodies on the board is better. I'll take both of these, actually. Looks pretty good. Really, we'd like something like trading our Smitten Swordmaster and getting it back so we can use its Curry Favor ability to really close out the game here. Okay. So if I attack here, they're going to throw the Foulmire Knight in front of it, and then I use up 3 of my mana just getting rid of that Foulmire Knight. It's not really ideal. I guess I attack anyway, though. Like, what else am I doing? I don't really want to use a Bacon to apply on any of this stuff, and don't have anything to get back with Order of Midnight. Sure. And I think we just pass. Like, they're not winning this race. I don't think they're going to ping us to death with us gaining 4 life every turn. So really all we have to worry about is some sort of big bomb that would, outpace our Resolute Rider, but we've got, Bacon to a pie here to deal with that. So it's going to have to be something really good here. I think we just play it slow and simple, though. I don't think we want to get too crazy. We just want to leave up our indestructibility if we can and try to grind our opponent out here. I think if they attack, I am going to throw... Okay, that's pretty good. That gets them kind of out of the danger zone. I'm going to throw Smitten Swordmaster in front here so I can get it back with Order of Midnight. Okay, except they're not going to attack with it. Huh. Okay, I think I still attack with Resolute Rider. They still don't really have good blocks. Let's see what they end up doing. Sure. I think we're going to put ourselves in a little bit of danger here. They might be able to kill the Resolute Rider while we're tapped out. But I think we do want to develop our board. We're kind of getting outpaced. Ooh. I think we'll do the Tempting Witch first. Yeah. And then we will do the Deathless Knight. So we're getting outpaced a little bit on board, so I don't think just sticking around with the indestructibility is going to really work out. Sure. So they do end up killing a Resolute Rider. We're okay with that, though. Like, that Resolute Rider did so much work that we're kind of okay. We can also get it back with Order of Midnight, although I did want to get the Smitten Swordmaster back. Oh, okay. But that seems less important now because they're at a relatively high life total with all the life gain. So I think we probably instead just want to get back our good threat. I think the answer is just get back Resolute Rider, and to be mana efficient, just go ahead and play it. So there is a chance they have removal here and they kill it before we can untap with Indestructible, but I think I'd still rather just run it out here. Start to get that train rolling again. We really just want to start drawing lands after we draw this Deathless Knight. 2 Jousts is pretty good in a Knight deck. This is straight up, wow, 3 Jousts. Well, at least we got rid of something. I mean, really, that's a 2-for-1, They traded a removal spell and a creature, although we would have liked to keep it. Yeah, I think we just, we run out this Deathless Knight. I'm going to lead back the Lost Legion. He'll just block it with the Trebuchet. Okay. So now we'll play Order of Midnight. And now we're ahead on board, so we put our opponent in a position where they really can't afford just to sit around doing a lot of nothing. They're going to start having to be proactive. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay. That is pretty good. We're going to just play out a couple good threats, though. Probably should have done this Foreboding Fruit first, just to see what we draw, but it'll be okay, I think. Yeah, we don't. Neither of those is going to really change anything. Although we do have our combo now, Malevolent Noble plus Witchclaw Talisman. Makes this a Demonic Tutor. So this will be 3 mana to do this, and 4 mana, so I need 7 altogether, which I have. So I can just do the whole combo this turn. Yeah, I think I just play Malevolent Noble, play Witchclaw Talisman. Probably should have actually done that in the opposite order, but okay. And now I'm just going to pass. Actually, I'm going to attack with the Tempting Witch. I'm attacking here because I don't plan on actually using this ability. I'm going to do the combo we set up here instead. So this is, if you build around this Wishclaw Talisman, I think it's better than it kind of looks on its face. Okay, so I'm going to turn on full control mode. So hopefully... Oh my gosh, this is only as a sorcery. Okay, well, that's a little awkward. So what I'm going to do is just do this now. No. Oh my gosh. It turned off full control. Oh my gosh. I gotta say, that's pretty frustrating. I think we do bake into a pie here. Try getting some damage on the board. Yeah, that's one thing I don't like about Arena is that it turns off your full control mode. Maybe there's some option you can set so it won't do that, but I haven't found it yet. So we really got dinged by the program there, unfortunately. So this rare would have been really cool. We had a whole combo set up. It's not really the card's fault. It's just the program didn't cooperate. But we should be able to beat it with Murderous Rider. Sure. That's what they tutored for? Yeah, we can beat that easily. I think we do Covetous Urge here. Sure. If he could sacrifice, I was considering sacrificing himself to himself, but could not. I think we just take... As boring as it is, I'm just going to take the bacon to a pie. And now we just have removal for days. We get to tutor something else up here. You know what? Let's get another bacon to the pie. So we have whatever our opponent does here, we'll be able to answer it 1,000 times over, and we're just going to be blasting him with this Tempting Witch. So this Tempting Witch is actually enough to kill our opponent by itself with these bacon to a pies. So I'm going to run out our Reaper of Night. This should be it, unless our opponent pulls something out here. I think the thing is, they had a tutor of their deck with this Wishclaw Talisman. So if they had something that was going to get them out of this mess, I think they would have already gone and got it. I think our opponent's just out of luck here. That's something. Okay, let's throw an apple at him. This is going to damage us, unfortunately, but we're okay with that. Attack. We can play out our other witch here, and our opponent's looking pretty dead. Yeah, that ain't gonna do it. It is a nice mythic, though. We'll have to keep that in mind. Okay. Alright. So we just appled him to death. I think our witches did something like 15 damage that game, or maybe even 18. So let's see. We're up against Mardu Knights, more red-black, but with the white for that giant. Memory Theft is probably worth it. They've got they've got 3 rares with Adventure. They've got the giant, they've got a Murderous Rider, and they've got the Wrath Giant. Gosh, actually, our opponent has kind of a crazy busted deck now that I say that out loud. They have like 3 of the best rares in the set. So it's going to be a hard fought battle. I'll bring that in, though. I think we're going to have to win the value game. I'm actually going to go down the Wishclaw Talisman because this is a game where, unless we have our specific combo with Malevolent Noble, our opponent just has way better targets to grab with it than we do. Like, they've got 3 just bomb rares to go and grab. I'll keep this. It's not the best hand, but it's okay. Got our rares. Hopefully we draw some land so we're not stuck on 2 here. Okay, so they decided to go all in on the aggro plan, which is going to be pretty good against this hand. We're not going to have a blocker until turn 3, which is unfortunate. Okay, we'll just go ahead and run out the Order of Midnight, I think. Get some pressure in the air. Sure. I think our opponent, yeah, they're now realizing my guy can't block. So let's see. I'm just going to play Lost Legion, try to scry some lands at the top of our deck. Yeah. Put Tempting Witch at the bottom. And get number 2. I think if we're not under a tremendous amount of pressure, we're actually just going to fire off this Covetous Urge, because we really want to grab those rares out of their hands before they're able to use them. So that's what we're going to do here. Covetous Urge. I guess we take the Foulmire Knight. And get number 2. So that lets them here, I guess, get up 1. That lets them here kill our Lost Legion and attack with both of these guys if they draw a red source. Oh, Vacant to a Pie, they don't need to draw a red source for that. But we're okay with this. Deathless Knight. Play Witch's Cottage. So we're going to be playing a little risky here because they have this Revenge of Ravens, which is going to be hard to race. But we have enough ways to gain life, be it this Bacon a Pie, Murderous Rider, and Foreboding Fruit. Oh, I guess I could have played this guy. Maybe that would have been better, just so I could trade with the Lost Legion. Okay, so that makes things a little harder because now they've got a lot of life gain too. Okay. That's a little peculiar. We'll play Lost Legion. Scry both of these to the bottom. And I'm just going to play out the Foulmire Knight. This gives us two blockers. So this isn't going to give him a free attack here. And if he plays anything worthwhile, I can blow it up with a Bacon a Pie. And then gain some life back. Sure, we don't mind that at all. Let's see what they do with their 3 extra mana here. Ooh, okay, well they drew double removal spells. This would be a good turn to draw that discard spell, but we did not. Get the value out of this now. Get a life linker on the board so we can start gaining some life back. Our opponent gave us the hello. Matching rares here. Let's see what they got. Sure. But we have Bacon to a Pie. So this will allow us to gain some life and go against this Revenge of Ravens. Actually, while this is on the stack, I'm going to go ahead and eat this food. I don't think there's anything that can kill me while I'm at 3 health, but I mean, might as well do it now. We're not in a position where we're going to be throwing those apples at people's faces, most likely. Get this Deathless Knight back. Okay. Okay, swing in with everybody here. Get some life back from this Murderous Rider. We will get it back. And we're going to Foreboding Fruit, which will gain us 1 life. Not quite the full Monty from this food, but 1 life's better than none. Okay. So we are going to just swing in with everything here, which will put us down to 2. I don't think there's... Oh. If he has the Giant in hand, I'm going to cry. I guess I can gain life in response if he fires off the Giant. We want to make sure to crack this food. We'll leave the Lost Legion on top, put the land on the bottom, play out this Hinge Walker, and actually we're just going to crack this now, just in case there's something weird I'm not thinking about. Oh, that was a bit of a mistake. Jeez. Well, I forgot it was for the first time each turn. You're saying good game. He might have us dead here. Because we certainly don't have him dead necessarily. I'm going to put those to the bottom. Put this. Yeah, so we misplayed a little bit there. So we want to be careful here. Attack with If we attack with just the Death Knight, he has a removal spell. No, we attack with these two. Yeah. Okay, our opponent didn't have anything anyway. So, yeah, we just sort of ran over our opponent there. I think mono Black Knights ended up a little bit better than Mardu Knights there. So, all right, game 2-1. On to game 3. Okay, game 3 against Janet Reno. All right, Janet. We cannot keep this hand. Yep, definitely a mulligan hand. One land, whole mess of 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 drops. Just, ain't gonna do it. Okay, this is better. I think we go down this witch's cottage probably. Yeah. So this is playable at least, but it's still not a very good hand. It's a little worrying because we're on the draw here, so our opponent's playing first, and we don't have anything to do until turn 3. So I'm worried we might... Okay, looks like this is maybe a slower deck anyway. Not many aggressive decks run the Witching Well, although blue-red can be aggressive, playing that Wolverine card. Okay, when I said something to do turn 2, I do not mean Wishclaw Talisman. That is something we don't want to... Okay, so blue-black, probably against the mill deck, as always. You know what? I'll run it out. If they want to counter it, that's okay. They can do that. Alright, so they're not going to counter it. Let's see what happens here. Okay, yep, definitely the mill deck. We're happy to kind of mill the Smith Swordmaster, but not as much the Barrow Witches. That would be something actually good to have in our hand. We could pull something they milled back. It is going to be nice to fire off this Reaper of Night. We're going to try to do it when they have 2 cards in hand so they don't get a choice and what they're discarding, but if we are able to get that off, that'll be pretty good. We're going to keep this Lockwing Paladin, put the land at the bottom. We're going to probably just try to slam that Lockwing Paladin next turn, depending on what they do. They just leave mana up. We'll have to think about what exactly. Okay. So they almost certainly have a counter spell here. So I'll go to combat. I'll attack. The issue is, if I don't play something they counter, they're going to crack this Witching Well. So it's not like we can just not play anything and be pretty okay. I think I'm going to try to play this Tempting Witch. If they counter it, it's not the end of the world, and it means they won't get to draw this Witching Well, but it's something really good to have down, because then every time we're able to make food is going to be a big deal in this race. Okay. That's okay. We don't really mind that so much. So now we're hoping they tap out for something here, and then we can hopefully fire off a Reaper of Night or get down a Lockwing Paladin. Let's see what they do. Okay, it's not really tapping down. It'd be great if they just play the Merfolk here. If they just play the Merfolk, then they got 2 cards in hand and they're tapped out. Alright, so they got probably another counter. Yeah, I mean, we get in for... We're going to do the same thing here, because otherwise, again, they're going to draw 2. So it doesn't really benefit us to just do nothing. So we'll play another Lost Legion. This is almost certainly getting countered, but at least that... Okay, maybe not. Maybe they figure drawing cards is more important here. I don't know if there's any argument to firing off the Wishclaw Talisman right now. I don't think so. I think maybe Wishclaw Talisman just isn't good in this matchup. Because they can go grab something like another Didn't Say Please, and then what are we going to grab that trumps that? You know? If we had them in Level Noble, we could still do that combo, but I think just in a vacuum, like, they can just grab a counterspell that's going to mill us. So what are we going to draw? Or what are we going to go tutor that's going to be better than that? Nothing I can think of. Okay. Alright. I'm going to attack with both here. We're going to fire off the Reaper of Night. So they probably counter this, but it at least gets them out of their hand. I was thinking about, what do I want to run into this counter more, the Reaper of Night or the Lockwing Oh, that's okay. That's not so bad. That at least doesn't mill us. So we want to resolve this Lockwing Paladin more than we wanted to resolve that Reaper of Night. Yes, we could have potentially got a lot of stuff out of their hand, but if we get a 4/3 Menace on the board, that attacks so well with their Secret Keepers. So if they don't have a counter now, if they had to use a counter on that, then we're going to be in really good shape. See, these. Oh, he did not mean to do that, I'm sure, but there's the oops. All right. Now we get to hopefully resolve this. Yeah, Lockwing Paladin. And this, they can't really block well with their Secret Keepers. Question is, do we blow up with this Bake in the Pie? Do we try to blow up one of these Secret Keepers, or do we blow up an Eye Collector? An Eye Collector, if we just let it go, is going to be milling us for probably, I don't know, like 3 more before the game is over. Maybe 4. We blow up the Secret Keeper, that's getting us through Lost Legion, which probably reduces our clock significantly. Be hitting for 6 instead of 4 every turn. That makes it a 3-turn clock instead of a 4-turn clock. So that buys us 1 turn. And how many turns does this take off if we let it live? Probably none, to be honest. 4 turns of hitting us versus... I guess that's basically another Secret Keeper, right? Maybe it is worth it to bake it into a pie. That's decent, so let's attack with everything. See what our opponent does. This is an odd choice. That can't be what they really want to do. Okay, that's what they really want to do. Not sure about that, because they would have saved 4 damage anyway, blocking each of these individually. So I think we just Tempting Witch here. Yeah, just put more damage on the board. I think that's worth more than baking into a pie that Eye Collector. Just trying to get as much damage on the board as we can, as fast as we can, before we're milled out here. We're definitely going to side out this Witchclaw Talisman. Then just attack with everything. Not her. Everything else. Sure. Kill this Eye Collector. So now we're gonna try to bake into a pie something. I guess maybe there's an argument just to not casting anything for the rest of the game, actually. To avoid Didn't Say Please. Our opponent's looking at that Wishclaw Talisman saying, please activate it, please. Please, for the love of God, let us tutor, but we're not going to do that. We're going to side this out. It's just too easy for them to mill the other half of our combo, and then this is just so bad against a deck like this, where Didn't Say Please is going to trump anything we can really draw. Okay, that's going to gain him some life. I kind of talked myself into not playing Bake into a Pie here. I think I'm just going to not cast any spells for the rest of the game if I can help it. Okay, well, don't even have to worry about it because it looks like our opponent is dead. Okay, so Blue-Black Mill. Don't really have much of anything against Blue-Black Mill. It's really unfortunate we didn't pick up a Forever Young. I think I would keep Wishclaw Talisman in my deck if I had a Forever Young, because that is such a good tutor target against them that it's probably worth it. But we don't have that, so I'm going to take this out. I guess I'd go with a Shambling Suit here, just as a 3-drop. Hopefully, we have a decent amount of artifacts and artifact creators. We don't want to really bring this in, because it's just not often we're going to be able to get one of those Secret Keepers out of exile. Usually, the play pattern is to mill you and then immediately play Secret Keeper, so you know, there were a couple times in the last game where they didn't, but in general, it's going to be pretty hard to snipe a Secret Keeper out of the Adventure Zone. We didn't really see any other adventures. So, game 2, Janet. This is a little awkward, but we'll keep it. We'd really like to draw Swamp here. Yeah, I'm gonna play this a little greedy. I want to use this Witch's Cottage. It's good in multiple ways against their deck. It lets us get back something good they mill, and also it basically gains us 1 life out of our 40 life here. Oh, that's not good. We did get paid off, however, so I can play this Witch's Cottage on turn 4 untapped and get something back. That is going to be bad. That's not good. Okay. I think we just slammed the Hinge Walker here, actually. Just a 3/3 that can attack to this Queen of Ice. They don't have double blue up for their counters, so this would be a really good turn to resolve Covetous Urge and pull the best card out of their hand. This is bad, though. Now 1 Merfolk Secret Keeper is going to mill us for 8. That is gonna kill us pretty quick. Oh, wow. Okay. First of all, we're getting back this Murderous Rider. Second of all, I still think we do this Covetous Urge, actually. Because they have 3 cards in hand. Oh. Alright. We may not have had a Forever Young. However, I guess we don't need to attack. Our opponent did. So hopefully we get to resolve that. If our opponent just Merfolk Secret Keeper says for 8 here, we'll probably just fire it off right away. Oh, that's fine. We're probably just going to fire this off right away because we don't want to get it countered, you know? Although I guess they can't really... We can probably wait one more turn if we want to. You can probably wait one more turn because they're going to have to either draw a blue source or the counter next turn, so... I think what we do instead is just get that good card out of their hand with Harvest Fear. And just pass the turn. The old mill beatdowns over here. Get back. It's just Murderous Rider. Barrow Witches. Get back. Order of Midnight. Let's start building up our board here. Okay, so they might have the counter, but now they still don't have double blue. So we're going to want to do as much as we can this turn. Put stuff on the board. Like, we don't want to use Order of Midnight this turn. We want to actually affect the board before they can stop us from doing so. Lost Legion. I'll keep the Tempting Witch. Murderous Rider. Destroy target creature. We're going to destroy the Queen of Ice. This is the only thing that can actually block damage-wise. I shouldn't have attacked here because I can just block anyway. So these are good blockers, but now we can get a bunch of little attackers, and that Queen of Ice isn't going to be locking things down. So I think we're better off this way. And we're technically affecting the board like this. Attack with everything. So we're going to play our Tempting Witch, and we're going to play our Murderous Rider. So we're just slamming as much stuff as we can on the board while we can. And with that Queen of Ice out of the way, I mean, they're blocking, but they're not actually... We're still getting through damage. Okay, so that's a 3/3 flyer. That was a pretty good draw. Not gonna lie. So let's just kill this guy. Probably get back Tempting Witch. We're just gonna witch him out here. Put up a flyer that they can't block, and this will even get us back our knight from the graveyard because we're going to be gaining life off this Murderous Rider. So our opponent probably dead here. It always feels good to beat the mill deck just because you don't... It's very good in this format, and the bots don't really seem to draft it, so you can pick up a lot of the parts pretty consistently really late. So it's just easy to build, not only to build the mill deck and it's just already a good archetype, but to build a really powerful mill deck. Okay, there's 8. Yeah, we're going to take, just so they can't kill us with some crazy BS, we're going to take this opportunity to Forever Young. So let's do that right now. Okay. Now let's just swing in with everything. Oh, I should have played the Deathless Knight. That's a little bit of a mistake. So, Smitten Swordmaster, drain our opponent, play Smitten Swordmaster, drain our opponent. They're at 1, so we're just not going to play anything out of fear of didn't say please. Okay, our opponent's dead anyway. So, there we go. Game 3. Again, this mono black deck is performing surprisingly well, so can't complain. It took down Mill, one of the best decks in the format, so pretty happy. All right, on to Game 4. Okay, Game 4 against Blind 1985. Play first. Yeah, we'll keep this. I think, despite having kind of a slow start here, double bacon to a pie, I think is worth it. That is worth slowing your roll a bit for. Especially with this Deathless Knight, because it means we can get him back potentially twice. So we're not going to just fire off the Switchclaw Talisman, I don't think. Oh, geez. Yeah, we're especially not when they're struggling on lands. Actually, you know what? We put it in our deck for a reason. Yeah, we get them out of this one land drop, but I don't care. I want to play my Murder Strider, so let's do it. So our opponents got it. They got a free mill, sure. Whatever. They go grab a land. You know what? If that's what they're doing, they get to search their deck for a land, and we get to search our deck for our two best cards. I'm okay with that. Beloved Prince. Okay. So this is maybe like mono white aggro or something. So we're going to just slam in with the Deathless Knight here. Feeling pretty good about where we're at, even though we gave our opponent a land drop. Hopefully it doesn't come back to bite us in the butt, but we'll see. So I think they're probably playing some sort of Bogglesy sort of... Okay, maybe just mono white aggro. We're going to bake into a pie. With Flutterfox. I'm going to search our library for... I guess this Resolute Rider is pretty good. I can just gain so much life with this Resolute Rider that hopefully we'll put the game away. We might not need it, though. I mean, just 3 removal spells in a row backed up by a 4-2. Okay, alright. So this is sort of a Bogglesy, like, put a bunch of pump spells on Beloved Princess deck. That's kind of cool. I'm going to play the Resolute Rider. Get in with the Deathless Knight. And I'm going to leave mana up here to crack this this food, most likely, or I can't block these, unfortunately. Oh my goodness. So Fireborn Knight is a 2/3 double strike. So we can no longer attack with our Deathless Knight. I think we're just going to bake into a pie that. That's pretty powerful. Question is if we do that, we can't get anything back with our Witch's Cottage. So instead of baking into a pirate, we're going to Murder Strider it. So we can do something else this turn as well. Let's attack with everything. Sure. And then we're going to play Tempting Witch, which can block these Beloved Princesses. Thank goodness. And then we're going to pass. We're not going to play this Witch's Cottage. I'm going to try to get some value out of it. Now, there is some weird universe where they're able to just kill us this turn with, like, super pumped Beloved Princesses. I mean, they got 4 cards in hand, 4 mana. It's not impossible. Okay. Arcana Stylism won't work later. It's a good card, but that's not... I don't think it's going to dig them out of this. Oh gosh, especially with a draw like that. So we will Epic Downfall. Swing in with the boys here. Gain lifelink. We really don't even care about holding up Indestructible here. We're just going to gain lifelink to get us out of the danger zone. Yeah, I guess we'll just put the Deathless Knight back on top. Why not? Even though it can kind of get itself back with the life gain ability, whatever. No reason not to. Makes things a little smoother. Lets us play a Murder Strider. So our opponent's dead here. I don't think there's anything that saves them. Glass Casket is not going to do it, unfortunately. Alright. That should be game. A lot of damage coming across the table. Well, that's pretty good. Sure. Alright, I'll get back. Deathless Knight. Again, kind of redundant because we could have just, like, sacrificed this food, but now we don't have to. Okay, our opponent should finally be dead. Hopefully. Let's see if we can lay this game to rest. Okay. Alright, so mono white against mono black, huh? So our opponent's got a very aggressive deck. Is there anything we don't want to dirtle around with while they're doing aggressive things? I guess Reaper of Knights we get significantly worse. Go up a Memory Theft because they've got a lot of adventure creatures. I think Jousting Dummy. That should be good. Maybe there's an argument to going down this barrel, which is keeping in one of the Reaper of Knights. Because they do empty their hand pretty quickly. Yeah, this is more of like a value, and this is more, we can actually get them pretty good with this card, I think. So we're gonna actually, oops, we're actually gonna go down Barrow Witches and go up a Reaper of Night and run it like that and see how that goes. So we are definitely not the beatdown in this game. The old, are you the beatdown question, the answer is definitely no here. Eesh. This is not the best hand. I am going to keep, just because we got this scry too, so hopefully we can scry a couple lands out of the way. That's not the card we wanted to see. That's better than a swamp, but not by much. Let's see. Alright. Yeah, maybe we should mulligan this hand. It's not impossible. Okay. I think we're gonna take the turn to kill this Flutter Fox with our Murderous Rider. So we're getting hit for a lot here. But we will be able to play a Lifelinker, which will hopefully help. Good God. That was a good draw. We still can't play 2 cards, unfortunately, so I think we do just blow up that Griffin, but yeah, we're not in the best of shape here. That's pretty good. Okay. But hopefully, yeah, they're kind of running out of action a little bit. So now we can play this Murderous Rider and also play the Smitten Swordmaster as a creature. These are 2 lifelinkers, both of them trade with Venerable Knight, so even if they've got Glass Casket, we don't die. They have to have 2 removal spells, which they very may well have. Well, there's the Glass Casket. Do they have 2 Glass Caskets? They could also have the Outflank spell to deal with the Smitten Swordmaster, although I guess it would have to be blocking, so he would still live a turn. Okay. There's Outflank, okay. Alright, we're gonna Witch's Cottage back this, yes. I guess we just play 2 Lost Legions. I think we kind of messed that up. We probably shouldn't have put the Smitten Swordmaster on top first for that first scry, because now we're going to see 1 less card. We did get a bunch of lands out of the way at least. Still 2 creatures that can trade with this Venerable Knight, so we're not dead to just removal, although we're dead to like a Fairy Guide Mother, or I mean, there's plenty of cards we die to here. Alright, we're going to do everything this turn. Play this, Smitten Swordmaster, gain us some life, which is great. Although we're still dead to Fairy Guide Mother. And I think we just attack here. We're just so dead to anything that gives this thing flying that I don't think we can wait around. Okay. We're still going to make the trade here with the Lockbane Paladin. Okay, he's not going to even offer it. Okay, I guess we just get in with Paladin here. We are 1000% dead to Fairy Guide Mother still. What can you do? Please. Okay, our opponent's flooding out at least. We're getting a little lucky. Definitely getting a little lucky with these draws. There are so many cards in their deck that could have killed us. Oh, wow. Yep, that's fantastic draw. Absolutely fantastic. And it's looking like mono black beats mono white. They had us against the wall there, though. We were down to 3 life. Very interesting deck. Haven't seen that as much as the... I've seen some mono red decks with the Thane of Redfell, and I've seen some mono green decks, but I haven't really seen a mono white deck until now. So that was pretty interesting to see, and it was, I mean, it was pretty powerful. It did have a chance to kill us there before we could really get out the gate, but I think aggro in this format has some problems in general. So anyway, good victory. Moving on to game 5 here. Okay, next game against Kinfox. Play first. Can't keep that one. Alright. This one's much more keepable. I think we go down to Reaper of Night. I would like to have it, but the rest of these just affect the board a little bit better than a 4-mana Rot Mind. So we'll keep 6. Go down to Reaper of Night. I think we'll probably just play this Witch's Cottage tapped. We don't want to fall behind because of our lands. Oh my goodness, it's Ginger Brute. Could this be the blue-white artifacts and enchantments deck that I have literally seen one time in my many drafts of this format? I really want to see that deck do good because it's very interesting. Like putting a all that glitters on this on a Ginger Brute and then just going to town with this unblockable creature that gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Um, but I just haven't ever seen it happen. So I think we are going to just play out this Order of Midnight. Just get something on the board before they start having counters and etc. Or maybe this is mono blue. That would be interesting. A mono blue artifact deck. Okay, all these swamps is making me kind of regret my decision to play that Witch's Cottage first, but we couldn't have known. We at least have kind of an aggressive start here. Like, if we can play this Lockwing Paladin without it getting countered, that's a lot of damage. Oh, it's a blue-red deck. That wasn't what I was expecting. It's a blue-red artifact deck, it looks like. Huh. So I can kill their Brimstone Trebuchet, but I'm going to take this time to get down Lockwing Paladin. It's going to block the... I mean, I guess I get in for one. Okay. So I don't know if we want to Epic Downfall this Brimstone Trebuchet. Okay. Ah. The client kind of screwed him over there. Okay. Yeah, we're going to get rid of this Emberth Paladin. And swing in with everything. After that play, I was going to leave back the Witch and throw an apple at his head. But after that play, I don't know if we might need to keep our food to actually eat. If he has a bunch of those Emberth Paladins that are going to be smashing in for a ton of damage, that might be a way to turn the race in our favor. That's pretty good. That's going to lock us down pretty successfully here. Okay. We'll scry first just to get an idea of what our next few turns are going to be. Okay. Alright, well we got a bunch of the lands out of the way, so that's good. I'm still going to attack with these two. With Tempting Witch and Order of Midnight. I think just saving this food until we're not out, in a position to attack anymore. We're getting through 1 damage this way. We'd be getting through 3 damage this way. But we're going to be able to get that 3 damage through in regardless, right? No matter what our opponent plays, unless they kill our Tempting Witch, we're going to be able to ding them with a Tempting Witch eventually. But we're not always going to be able to attack like this. Eventually they're going to have another blocker and... Okay. Let's see what they do with that. Like, if they leave this back on defense, we're not going to be able to swing in with this Tempting Witch anymore. Yeah, looks like that's what they're doing too. We have hit a lot of lands. So I think we attack with these two, not the Tempting Witch this turn, because we don't want to trade it with the Emberth Paladin. We're okay with trading Lost Legion with the Emberth Paladin. Order of Midnight's just going to get chumped by this Brimstone Trebuchet. Okay. Alright, we're okay with this. I've never seen Emberth Paladin on the defense before. Okay, it looks like our opponent's going to take this time to draw some cards. Even though we've kind of got our opponent low here, we need to remember that they can sacrifice this ginger root. It is a food, believe it or not. Okay, so now we get in with both of these guys again. Get in for 1, play another Tempting Witch. Yeah, it's Ginger Brute's ability to be eaten as a tasty snack, as well as get in for damage. Okay. Ooh. That's pretty good. We are just gonna ignore them entirely and try to kill our opponent here. Okay. We're okay with that. I don't think... Yeah. I think they activated the wrong ability there on accident. There it goes. Okay, so they ate the Ginger Brute. Still getting in for 1. Then we're going to scry. Been through a lot of lands, so hopefully the scry will put some good stuff on top of our deck. Okay, Murderous Rider is very good. So that's how we can deal with their Royal Scions if we so desire. Okay, looks like they're gonna. I was considering just killing this. Oh, okay. So I killed the Trebuchet. They have no blockers at that point. I can get in for 3 and then hit them for 3 more, so they'll be at 3 life. And still have their Royal Scions and a bunch of Rimrock Knights. I think what I'd do instead is murder the Royal Scions. They shouldn't be able to counter this. Okay. And yeah, just get in with everything. This is a little bit dangerous just because they have all this power with Rimrock Knights. So if they can do something like, you know, play another one of those Emberth Paladins and also remove my Murderous Rider, I'm dead. You know, that's the 2 cards they have in their hand. Oh, good God. Holy moly. Well, geez. That's not good. Oh, let's see. I've got 2 blockers here. So they block and block. Get in for 1, 4, so that won't be enough to kill them. They're going to ding me for 3 here, untap, ding me for 3. This isn't good with the Brimstone Trebuchet, but okay, we're happy about this. Because this thing is going to be pretty lethal with that Thane out. We're going to eat this food to get back our knight. I think that's better than throwing... Oh, dear God. We are in trouble. Okay, let's see what they do. Sure, we're gonna just trade a Tempting Witch with this. Yeah, so Surikara, an extremely good card, and this makes it even better. Ogre Errant. This is a knight, right? Yeah. So Ogre Errant can give it menace, but really that's not what Surikara wants to be doing. You probably want to... Okay. I think he would probably want to do that during his turn, but I guess he's afraid of getting killed. Okay. Let's see. If I attack with everything, he blocks. They block. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to kill him, unfortunately. Just the Deathless Knight. He's got to block it. I was thinking of attacking with a Malevolent Noble as well. Yeah. Because he would be forced to block that too. But... that can hit anything? Oh my gosh. I thought that only hit players. Okay. We're in some trouble, folks. Jeez. I guess I'll get back Order of Midnight. So our goal here is to Tempting Witch them out, because we are about to die horrifically if we can't do that. Alright, let's see. Do you have it? Oh, I'm an idiot. It does 3 damage. For some reason I was thinking it only for 2 damage. So we're going to sacrifice this. Play Order of Midnight. I just a brain fart there. I forget. Okay. It's +2 damage, so it was doing three. For some reason in my mind, I was thinking they only did 2 damage to creatures, but yeah, this is bad. They just blow up all of our stuff with this Circara the Bold. Huh. They have to kill Tempting Witch here before we untap. So Circara is probably going to be doing that. Interesting. So we're going to block like this. Good. So we'll only be losing one creature from each of these trades, but this is a way to kill our Tempting Witch without having to use Circara. Because we cannot take damage from these, or Circara kills us. Alright. Okay. Gotta play something good here, because we got him dead. Oh, you know what? I think we still... No, we don't win. Crap. Ugh, not what we wanted to see. At least we can force them... Make sure this card is still in my graveyard. Yeah, Deathless Knight. We can force them to get rid of one of their creatures here. They have to trade with this Deathless Knight. Attack with both of these to get them down to 1, but I lose one of my creatures. Yeah. So they have to trade here. Either one is good. Honestly, we want them to trade this Circara. Okay, they're not going to do that. That was probably the right choice. But either way, that is good for us. They can probably start drawing... Oh, okay, I guess they realize they're thinking they're dead. Yeah, that's not going to do it, though. That's all they got. We still got them dead here with these witches. Alright, got him. So Ken Fox with the blue-red focus deck. Interesting deck. I wonder if it's worth Memory Theft just to try to pull those out of their hands, just because they're so devastating. I don't think so, though. Yeah, I don't think there's anything really we can bring in that's going to be super helpful, so I think we just run it back. We don't have much against aggro. Maybe those Locked Wing Gargoyles would have been good, but let's see. Okay. I'll keep this. Oh yeah, that's a great draw. So the question: do we run out this this Order of Midnight? I think so. I think we do. It's not the best against our opponent's deck, just because they're more aggressive than us, and this can't block. But I don't know if they're going to give us enough breathing room to use this at its max capacity either. I think we just put Order of Midnight out as pressure. This way, if they play their Planeswalker this turn, at least we have something going after it. And if they don't, we can just start attacking the air with that. But okay, we don't mind Trebuchet. I'm gonna play Lost Legion here and plan on trading it with this Rimrock Knight. Ooh, okay. Cover Surge we like. Hopefully we can strip one of those super powerful cards out of their hand. We can grab a Circara or a Torbrand out of their hand. We will be very happy. Just mostly because we don't have to deal with them then. But a Circara would be really good in our deck even. Alright, maybe ooh, okay. Paladin coming down. Yeah, I'm gonna trade here. Okay, we are gonna Covetous Urge. Try to get the best threat out of their hands. This is gonna let them get in with a Rimrock Knight, unfortunately. So Circara the Bold is better for us to steal in terms of what we can play, but Torbrand of Redfell is just so unbelievably brutal. And Circara we can at least kill before it untaps and starts using its ability. So we're going to grab this just because it's such a devastating card. If they were to rip a mountain off the top there, I guess there's no reason to attack with that Trebuchet blocking. But if they were to rip a mountain off the top there and play Torbrand, that's so much damage immediately on the board. Okay. Maybe play Torbran. Yeah, I'm gonna play Torbran because that does better than trade. Sure, got that out of. You know what? I probably actually should have gone for the 2 spells because now we're taking another hit off this Rimrock Knight. Hmm. Oh, there's the Royal Scions. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I guess that's what we're gonna do. Bake into a pie this Rimrock Knight. Hopefully they put the pump again on this Rimrock Knight. Wish we had drawn a land there. Yeah, we're just dead. Alright, alright. We're dead. So they was going to tap their Trebuchet, which would ping us for 1, and if we killed the Trebuchet in response, then they can get in with the Rimrock Knight. So we might have been able to play that game a little better. So I'm not sure. I think we're going to bring in the Jousting Dummy and maybe the Crashing Drawbridge as blockers for those Rimrock Knights, because that thing just got in a lot of damage before we could do anything about it. And I maybe go down the Reaper of Knights. It's not the best in this against this deck. Alright. Yeah, we'll keep this. So we're just going to run out this Swordmaster. Absolutely. A 2-1 lifelink against this our opponent's deck is actually just pretty good. Alright, this hand's coming together. Sure, we don't mind that. I think the longer we can make this game go, the better. We'll put that on bottom, put this on top. Yeah, our opponent's got some bombs. I don't know if we want to give them the Wishclaw Talisman without already having the guy that could sacrifice it in response. We'll attack. And we're not going to play into their counter here. We'll just hold up our bacon to a buy. They just want to sit here and do nothing. I'm fine with that. Sure, we are going to bake into a buy that. Alright. And now that they're tapped out, we are going to take this time to Covetous Urge. Oh, what is more powerful, Sir Kara the Bold or the Scions? I gotta think the Scions. Really, just I want to play with them. Sir Kara might be worse, actually, because she can lock down the board and we'll be coming down this turn, but how can we say no to the Scions? I think we just lost Legion here. Scry. Let's scry both of these to the bottom. No attacks. This should give us some defense so we can start playing the Scion and our Scions and looting. Although our opponent is probably going to be holding up the counter. Okay, or just run out the Emberth Paladin. We're okay with this. Sure. Okay, play the Scions that we stole before our opponent has counter magic up. And just start drawing away. I think we'll discard this Hingewalker and then get it back with Order of Midnight. The opponent can ping the walkers, which is something. But if they're doing that, they're not drawing cards off of Kara. Yeah, we don't. Just if they're spending their Kara just pinging our Scions every turn, then we are more than happy. Alright, so they do have the counter here, so we'd like to hopefully draw a land. Yeah, you know what, that's fine. Alright, so I guess we'll draw first. We'll discard this. I guess we'll discard a Lost Legion to get back with our Barrow Witches. Alright, so we'll play land here, play Hingewalker, get that countered. Good. Oh, well, we get to get that back with Barrow Witches, so that's fine. Play Lost Legion. I'll keep Foreboding Fruit. And we're in pretty good shape here. We're going to just be drawing cards with Royal Scions, going to be using Barrow Witches to get back our good removal. Our opponent hasn't touched our life total yet, which is great. As the deck that wants to be going longer. Sure. Alright, draw. Discard the Smitten Swordmasters. And now we'll get back our removal creature. Maybe I should have discarded this Foreboding Fruit, actually. Get back Murderous Rider. And pass turn. So our opponent's just got a lot of pings here. I mean, if they just start turning on our face, that's 3 unblockable damage a turn. That's not nothing. It looks like that's what they're doing. Yeah, they kind of messed up there by playing their land before doing that, because now that that island's just going away. Okay, let's draw a card. Oh, very nice. So what we're going to do first is just Murderous Rider this Kara if we can get away with it. Let's see if it gets countered. It does not. Then we'll attack with everything here. And we could Foreboding Fruit, draw some cards, but oh yeah, that's absolutely fine. I guess there's no reason not to, right? But we just don't mind about that at all. They do get to get in a chunk of damage here with between the trebuchets getting untapped by the Rimrock Knight coming down. That's not nothing. That's 4 damage. So we are going to go ahead and get this Lifelinker out. Start buffering our life total a bit. If they draw another Knight off the top, I mean that's 6 damage across these trebuchets. Oh man, they did draw another Knight too. Draw a card. Wait a minute. Actually, what we'll do, we're going to blow up this Ogre Errant. And our opponent scoops it up. So we were going to give our Lifelinker the +2 in First Strike and Trample, and that was just going to make it so hard for our opponent to race. We were gaining 4 trampling First Strike damage a turn. Just not something they can really compete with, I think, especially when they're just drawn off the top. So it looks like we had a perfect record, if I'm not mistaken. That's right. 5 wins, 0 losses. As good as you can do. And that gets us 6 packs, so we're going to have quite a treat here. Alright, so let's open some packs, see what we get out of all this. Oh my goodness, I got 10. I guess these are just from daily prizes, but this is quite a lot to open. So let's see. Well, there was Wishflaw Talisman making a second appearance there. It didn't look so good. The one time we actually put the combo together, we then proceeded to mess it up because Magic Arena didn't want to keep our stops on. So unfortunately, we didn't get to do the combo. But I don't know. I think it's probably a little bit better than it looks. Midnight Clock. It's pretty good and limited. I don't think, unless you have a specific plan for it and construct it. I don't think it's very good. Ooh, Stonecoil Serpent's very good. That's a good one to get. Next is Giant Killer. Pretty good little white weenie there. Alright, next is Happily Ever After. Yeah. I don't know. This card is funny, but I don't know about good. Let's move on to the next pack. Fable Passage. Oh yeah, that's a great one to get. So this is just they did a they usually do rare dual lands and sets, but they decided to do rare single color lands for Eldraine. So this is really the fixing of the set. This one card. So so many decks in standard are running this. It's even seen some play in the new Pioneer format, but mostly just in decks that don't care if their fourth land comes if it comes into play untapped until turn 4. Okay, just a wild card. Not great. Hey, another Stone Coil Serpent. So there's some pretty great artifact decks you can make around Stone Coil Serpent. It's just pretty good in general. I mean, protection from multicolored. That means protection from Oko, protection from Teferi, just protection from. I think this card is actually kind of underrated in Standard. Although Standard's kind of a mess now, so maybe it's not. Maybe everything is overrated compared to Oko. And last but not least, hey, Charming Prince. I love this card actually. This is probably my favorite card from Eldraine. I love it so much. I actually built a Pioneer deck pretty much based around this card. Just so much. I mean, the pun of it being Charming Prince and him having a charm ability, which is you choose one of 3 effects. It's called a charm in Magic, and he's a Charming Prince. And then all 3 of these abilities are great. Scry 2 is almost draw a card. You gain 3 life is fantastic in some matchups, and then the blink ability makes him a whole build around. Like he's just a fantastic card. So I'm really happy with these packs and just fantastic draft. And yeah, mono black very real. We just kind of destroyed everything we went against with our mono black deck. So um, you have a good format when something as interesting as mono black and Mardu are both relevant color combinations. So I like Eldraine a lot. I'm gonna look forward to drafting it some more. So appreciate it if you watched it. Thanks.